Hi, we're at HIMSS 2015. I'm here with Jeff Duke, one of our portfolio directors at Intermountain Healthcare. And under one of Jeff's responsibilities is imaging with Intermountain Healthcare. Jeff, it's a fascinating show. Mm-hmm. From my perspective, it's a bit interesting. We're seeing a few imaging partners here.
Right.
But in November here in Chicago, we have the largest imaging show in the world.
Right.
Is it just me, or is this really a little bit disconnected from your view in the imaging world?
It is a little bit, yes and no, I guess. The RSNA show that's here in November, the floor is mostly full of hardware, right? So they're selling these machines. The problem is that they're also selling software, and a lot of the companies that make hardware are also making software.
Yeah.
You're seeing a little bit of this at HIMSS. You're seeing some of these imaging software vendors at HIMSS. There's still a little bit of a separation, it feels like, between the imaging software and the regular electronic medical record. So one of the things that we're challenged to do is that imaging produces a huge amount of data. I mean, we're talking about petabytes, right?
Yeah.
And that's image data. That's traditionally been kind of siloed within the radiology space and within imaging.
Yep.
I also have a lot of textual reports, generally just kind of raw text, prose, just telling a story about it. So we've got a challenge of how do we bring that data into the clinical care process that's being followed in the rest of the hospital or rest of the outpatient center. There are two things for us that I think we're focused on. First is that textual data. We're doing a few things now at Intermountain within our iCenter project that's taking that large blob of really unstructured text and using natural language processing on it, trying to actually go through that text and trigger things like, wow, this person needs follow-up, or this person may be at risk for heart failure or something else.
Yep.
So we haven't bridged the gap with getting radiologists to go in and click on their data. We're using other technologies to take that regular text that they have and just spit it out. The other thing is putting pictures into the EMR. A lot of our clinicians, frontline clinicians, want to also see the pictures.
Yep.
In fact, it's been such a driver for it that it's a meaningful use requirement now, right? To be able to link those pictures in to the EMR, and moreover, link those pictures into the patient portal so that the patient can see them.
Yep.
So our challenge is how do you take these big, very large images, not necessarily well interpreted images, right?
Yeah.
A CT scan is a slice of, 5 millimeter slice through your body, and it's kind of hard to make sense of it.
Yep.
So we're using tools to actually make that linkable into the EMR, and not just in that raw kind of radiologist view, but using 3D, so you can actually click on it and see like a 3D model of what that would be.
Fantastic.
Not great for the radiologists. Radiologists generally don't prescribe from it, diagnose from it, but if you're a patient, or if you're a doctor trying to explain to the patient where this is, what this is, showing them a model that looks like the Gray's Anatomy coloring book that they might have had in high school is a big deal.
Yeah,
so you're seeing some of that here. I think you're going to see more of that. I think you're also seeing the EMR vendors partner closely with particular imaging vendors to try to pull that together. So I think there's more to come. We're trying to work on it. Lots of people trying to work on it, and we're getting there.